three filmmakers with nothing in common. They thought they had it all figured out. They don't just follow the movies, they make them. Alexander Pavlak, Mario Silvas, and Jamal Alexander are the makers on film.
So how's it going? Either one of you can talk at that point.
I'm like, wait, who's that?
Okay.
Toward?
All right, let's go first off Mario, since I haven't actually talked to you in a while. How's it going?
Yeah, we talked the other day.
Texted. We didn't actually, sit down and have a conversation over tea.
When did we ever drink tea? Is that like whiskey or beer?
Well, that's, it's tea colored.
Dude, you got some messed up tea then.
It's good tea. But anyway, how you doing?
Can't complain. Living, breathing.
Those are bonuses, I guess.
Yeah.
So, have you done much in the way of work out in the Los Angeles area in the past month or so?
I did one thing.
Okay.
I know I did something. I can't recall what it was though.
I assume.
Oh, I shot a commercial. That's what it was. I was like, fuck, what did I do? I shot a commercial.
Cool.
That was about it though.
All right.
You said you shot a commercial, like you worked on a commercial, or you actually?
Yeah, no, I worked on a commercial. Okay. I was
doing sound.
Yeah, they needed like one little bit of audio, so I was like, all right, I'll do it.
All right.
It was ridiculously easy.
Well,
I felt bad because I was getting paid for it.
What was the commercial for?
Seattle?
The Monster. They're
Ink.
You know how Beats by Dre has like headphones and all the wireless speakers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monster, not the drink company, but the like cable company, and they'd make all those like really expensive stuff.
Yeah.
They came out with a pair of Bluetooth headphones and speakers and stuff like that. So a friend of mine got to direct it.
Nice.
And so he asked if I could work on it. I was like, yeah, sure.
That's pretty boss. I guess it's a little ironic that you do a commercial, that you work sound for a commercial for sound equipment and don't really do much.
It's a commercial, though. I mean, easiest way to put it, watch a commercial next time and see how much dialogue is in it that's actually being, like, that you can actually see the person talking.
Oh, I know.
It's not that much,
Yeah. Speaking of commercials, well, I'll talk about this later. Jamal, how you been doing?
I'm alive.
You are alive. You
had
some health issues, and you had your procedure done, right?
Yes, I did.
And did the doctor check you out since then? Are you all flying colors?
I'm better. I feel back to normal. As far as what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, well, he's gonna do a follow-up in a couple months, and hopefully I can get off some of this medication because I was on like 6 at one point.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hopefully they'll at least, bring you down to a more reasonable, 3 or something.
I'm at 3 right now. I'm really hoping I can just, whittle that down to 1 or none.
Dude, you kind of sound like shit right now. Is it the meds, or are you just sick?
No, I'm just, combination of both. It's cold as hell over here. And
did your heat go out?
No, my heat's on. It's fine. It's just, catching a cold every now and then.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Anytime I sleep in a draft, I get a cold.
Plus, it doesn't help that I just got up.
Oh, that's right. You work nights.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a bit tragic.
So I've heard Walmart is synonymous for basically firing their employees if anything bad happens to them, or nameless blue entity that we all compete with Target. But
Blue box store.
yeah, there you go. How were they with you?
No, they were actually pretty good about it, and to the point where they told me like take your time because they were terrified I was gonna go back, have a heart attack on the floor, and then they'd be liable.
Jesus Christ! So they technically don't care about you.
They care
They
about
just
the pending lawsuit.
yeah.
You know what? I to be honest, every time I talk to like the insurance people or the people on the that were in charge of like paying me while I was off,
Yeah.
they're actually pretty cool about it. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That's good.
so I was still able to pay my rent and everything. I had like a ton of sick time available, and they just kind of released it all to me whenever I needed it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as far as the insurance that you have through them, did it cover everything you needed it to cover, or is it kind of lacking in some?
It covered everything actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing you hear horror stories about from, Big Blue Box Store, is that they don't give you good insurance, and they make you like get other insurance on your own. Like at one point, their motto was augment your insurance with, Medicaid or Medicare.
No, they were pretty good about this. I mean, I'm still paying quite a bit, but that's just your copay, and you're gonna do that with any insurance.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're healthy and alive and everything.
Thank you.
And that's probably the worst segue I could come up with to say this next piece, but did you guys hear that David Bowie died?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like, what, 2 days ago? Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, he died of a heart attack.
No,
No, he didn't.
What did he die of? Oh,
Cancer,
He's
dude.
cancer for the last 18 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. He had a heart attack back in 2004. That's right. So yeah, so it was cancer. That's right. But
Just all that David Bowie snatch he was getting. That's what he was getting. That's why he had a heart attack.
I'm not sure how to respond to that. But he did release an album right before he died.
Yes,
And
he did.
on his birthday, and he hung on for 2 days like a true artist to see how the sales went and what the critiques were.
Huh?
Honestly, I didn't know that an album dropped, or he released a new album. Literally 2 hours before I heard about his death, I was like, "Oh, sweet, David Bowie! He dropped a new album."
Mhm.
I saw a couple hours later, I saw that he'd passed away, and I'm like, "Oh, someone's making a stunt. Haha, very funny."
Hmm.
And then I just happened to glance at my Facebook, and it was just all David Bowie, David Bowie, David Bowie. I'm like, maybe he did die. Like,
Yeah, he did.
couldn't believe that.
So yeah, this album I think he knew that he wasn't going to survive. So he made one last swan song, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you, Facebook.
And on that note, why don't we go ahead and have a moment of silence for David Bowie?
Yeah.
The Revenant. Have you guys seen that one yet?
No. We have the screener for it, but we haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
Same here.
You guys need to see it. It's fucking mental how good it is.
Yeah, I hear that. That was the one that they were hoping would knock Star Wars out of the number one spot.
Yeah. There's no way you can knock Star Wars out of the number one spot, but
Not
it's
for a good month yet, anyway.
yeah.
I feel like the one that's going to knock it off there is probably like a Deadpool coming out next month.
That could do it. Is there any other superhero movie coming out soon?
Not until March, where it gets really superhero heavy.
Yeah. Well, because that's when all the blockbusters are going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll probably be Deadpool.
I really don't see those movies as. I don't think those are ever going to be Star Wars, though.
They'll knock it off number one at least.
Yeah. By the time Deadpool comes out, something is going to knock Star Wars out of number one.
Yeah, of course it's going to knock it out because old at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's
it. None of them are ever actually going to get up there in like total numbers.
yeah. It's not going to knock it out of the number one spot. It's going to be a while before a movie does that, and it's probably either going to be Episode 8 or the Han Solo movie
Wait, is it already number one? I thought it was still like at third.
of all
What?
time.
Yeah.
No, it's nipping at the heels of Avatar right now. I think
Oh.
it's number 2, and it's getting close. Oh, did it pass? It passed Avatar. So yeah, it's number 1 now.
Oh, good, because I really do hope it does that, because I can't stand James Cameron.
Like there's actually a lot of number ones. The Straight Outta Compton was the number 1 musical biopic ever.
That
It,
doesn't surprise me. That movie had a ton of hype behind it.
we just came back from watching The Force Awakens.
Wait, for the first time?
Nope. All right. Well, one of the reasons why Heather came on
It's
today.
to ruin your show. Yay! I'm doing it.
No, but she is a very big Star Wars fan, and she too is old enough to remember the openings of all 3 trilogies. So she wanted to join in on our discussion of the Star Wars, which, since you all saw, we should probably just talk about. Which, by this point, everybody on the planet has seen, so there should be no need for me to say spoilers, but from this point out, total spoilers.
Oh, Peanut! Peanut hasn't seen it apparently. She's sad.
It's going to be spoiled for you, Peanut. And also, he's making that noise over chili cheese fries.
Oh, did you feed her one?
No,
You didn't feed her one.
did not feed her one.
Oh. We gotta tell them we saw the movie today again for the second time, and we went to this place called the Roadhouse.
Oh, the Roadhouse. That's a nice place. Have you
It's
been
a-
there, Jamal?
Yes, I have.
It's it's for those of you playing along at home. It's a dinner and movie kind of place. So the front, the lobby is like a little restaurant, little bar. But then when you go into the theater, you get into these nice big cushy seats, which are actually really really comfortable.
Oh yeah, they recline too.
They recline, and then a waiter comes by and he'll take your order, and then you can just write down on as many index cards as you can what you want him to bring you, and you just feed him one at a time. I need another margarita. I need another margarita. I need another margarita.
And we had the special margaritas. They had the light side and the dark side margaritas, and they came with little lightsabers in them, and they were pretty cool.
They were very cool.
You get to keep the lightsabers?
If you wanted to, but we gave them ours away because they were just light sticks. But
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
the dark side was a watermelon margarita, and then the dark side was the watermelon one, which was red, and they put a little red glow sting in it, so it actually glowed red.
Racist?
Yeah, that is racist.
Like the
Why
black
is that
side,
racist?
the black side is watermelon based.
It was cool.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
You are the guys who made that correlation.
I know. I was thinking red, cute. Okay.
Oh,
At the minute you said it too.
And then the light side one was a melon margarita, and so it was green. It was green melon margarita, and then it had a green saber in it, like a green glow stick in it. So, of course, we had to get one of each.
yes.
White people and their waterless melons.
I was actually waiting for cucumber.
It might have been cucumber. Who knows?
Cucumber would have been good.
Actually,
know, but it was-
cucumber margarita sounds really good.
They were delicious though, and we had a green and red one, and we were drinking our light side and dark side margaritas, while watching the Star Wars. It was pretty cool.
It was very cool.
That actually sounds pretty cool. I
And
missed
they-
you, Jamal, by the way.
You what?
I missed you, Jamal.
But yeah, it was nice because we were watching it and we're eating, and oh my god, a huge thing of caramel popcorn, which is kind of redundant because, I'm sure I'm diabetic right now because of all the sugar intake from the watermelon stuff, and then the caramel popcorn, and we were like reclining in these seats, and they all went all the way back, and you're like, and then you had some guy coming to you. Do you need anything else? You're like, this is the life.
No, it is. That theater is amazing.
Yeah. And then there's a
I
little
know.
button at the side too, like when you're on an airplane, you call for the stewardess. You push a little button and the guy comes running.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I remember the week how popular it is right now. The week after, or maybe even longer than a week after Star Wars came out, I went to see if there were any seats open. Still nothing. Like,
Yeah, I know, right?
not even in the front row of all places.
Well, even today at what was it, like Tuesday at 3 o'clock, the place was like 3/4 full for Star Wars. So,
Yeah, totally.
but there's a lot of things I saw this time that I didn't see last time because the IMAX 3D, I wear glasses and it just kind of, and I have astigmatism, so it kind of like the 3D thing kind of makes me a little bit weird. But so lots of things this time I got to see that I didn't get to see last time.
Okay, so what were your guys' impression of The Force Awakens? Go Jamal.
I liked it, but um, I was talking to a friend about it, and he actually came up with a great way to sum it up. It's as if somebody only saw episode 4 and 5 and decided I'm going to make this movie 50% just that scenes from those movies. There's a lot of homage going on.
Were
And I
you
think,
missing Ewoks or something? If they threw an Ewok in there, would you have been satisfied?
eh,
Yubba yubba,
Yup, yup.
yub yub,
what is it? Ewok
whatever.
is not a midget Chewbacca, really. A midget Wookiee.
But that's exactly what they are, because Lucas wanted the final battle scene in Jedi to be on the Wookiee home planet, and then he realized that he couldn't have the Wookiees living in trees using sticks and bows and arrows and be able to explain how Chewbacca is so technologically, sophisticated. So he changed it to Ewoks.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's exactly what they are.
Ewoks
so
are
funny
from that
because
show.
What?
in the canon, Chewie,
What?
he's a slave,
He's not a
and
slave,
he
is he?
was.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was.
he was a slave, and Han saved him from that. That's how they became friends.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the life
Chewie,
is
What was
all
Chewie
that
about?
essentially told
show
him a
with
life lesson.
that hairy dude? Land of the Lost.
What?
Land of the Lost. They're all
Okay.
from the Land of the Lost. The Ewoks.
Good, because I was going to say Magnum PI.
I was gonna say Fraggle Rock.
You guys remember Land of the Lost? Is that before your time?
I might. Let's see. No,
Do you,
I've seen several lands of the lost. So
do you know what I'm talking about, Alex?
No.
Wow, I am the only one. Cray. Okay.
Yeah, so
Um.
I'm sure somebody out there who's
All
listening
right.
probably have seen The Land of the Lost, but that wasn't any of us.
Coffee
It's
Kane.
it's a TV show, and there's Chaka. Chaka, I think is the name of the. Now I'm gonna find out. Land of the
I keep
Lost.
making things up.
Are you sure it wasn't like Planet of the Apes?
No, it's a show. Land of the Lost. Here it is,
Planet of the
right
Apes was a
here.
TV show.
Whatevs.
It was.
okay.
1974 to 1970s. That's why you guys don't know about it. You guys are all too young. There's this little like there he is. Chaka is his name. I got it right. And he looks like a very ugly, very scary yub yub.
Ewok.
You guys don't know about this. Oh my god. I have to send you a picture. Okay.
I know about it, but I just never saw it.
I know
There,
proper land of the lost.
there was the Will Ferrell movie Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
No, that was a piece of shit. No, that it was based on the TV show, but that was a
Gosh, you
piece of
just
that was
shit all over you,
horrible.
Alex.
No, you know what? That movie was not a piece of shit because I would watch it all over again just for that final scene where Matt Lauer's interviewing him again, and he brings out the
Oh.
and says, "Read the title. Read the title." Matt Lauer can suck it.
No, it's a horrible. I mean, it's based on the TV show, but the TV show was like I used to watch it all the time. Here, I'm gonna send you a picture of Chaka.
Oh no, I'm on IMDb. I see it.
Yeah, here he is, Chaka. He's like a this. I think this is where we got the idea for the special,
For the Ewoks.
the Ewok special or whatever. No, the
Ewok TV movies.
the holiday special.
Oh, the holiday special.
Yeah, the crappy holiday special of Doom.
So that was supposed to be our assignment this week. Did you guys watch that?
The holiday
Yeah.
special, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And in homage to Carrie Fisher, I tried to find a lot of coke.
You guys notice her Coke finger, right?
Coke finger?
Yeah.
She has a
No,
coke
I didn't.
finger.
One her I think it's on her right hand, but she lets the
Oh,
nail.
The nail grow out so you can do
Yeah.
coke off of it. Yeah.
No, that's
Like a little
bullshit.
coke.
Nobody snorts coke out of their pointer finger. It's always the pinky.
No,
how
that's
would you know?
I used to do coke
When?
last year that I was in Tucson.
Like, I did it like 5 minutes ago, people.
Well,
Come
that
on.
like my first year out here as well.
No, it's Hollywood. You're supposed to.
I live in Ventura. I'm not even near Hollywood.
You guys, I'm from there. I used to live in North Hollywood. I mean, come on, and I didn't do that much coke.
I love the
But
qualifier that much.
Go.
Not enough to be like talking about it.
Like
Okay.
enough to fit in, you know.
What's the cutoff? How much coke do you have to do before you can actually start talking about it?
Like, you have to be like, it's got to be a weekly habit, or it's got to be like, hey, let's go get a 40 and some coke. Well, actually, back then it was more meth. It wasn't really coke. It was meth because we were all like cheap ass.
Yeah,
But-
because it's Ventura and it sucks dick.
Right. So let's get a 40 and some meth. But yeah, I mean,
Really living it up out there, aren't you?
yeah, I
Who,
mean,
me?
coke is expensive. Coke is kind of a rich man's drug. It's really expensive. Most people say they're doing coke and they're not. They're really doing meth. They don't know the difference.
I don't know the difference.
So I saw Alvin and Chipmunks.
I'm sorry.
Did you see that instead
While
of?
you were doing coke?
That's why he started doing coke. Did you
Yeah.
watch?
Yeah, because
Did you
No,
watch that
I
instead
actually got like half an hour, and then I'm like, I can't do this.
of? Did you go see that instead of The Force Awakens?
No, my girlfriend downloaded it.
Oh man, why?
It was she downloaded that,
Was she?
The Revenant, Whiplash, and something else. I
What's
forgot
Did you
what-
break up with her?
No,
Because I break up with her for that.
That sounds like the stuff that the Alvin and the Chipmunks is what she would make you watch when she's pissed at you.
I know, right?
You didn't do the dishes. Sit here and watch this movie.
considering the stuff that I made her watch, I'd say we're even.
What do you like? Alvin and the Chipmunks, the porn parody? Is that what you made her
No,
watch?
I made her watch Big Man Japan.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say Of the Dead.
Oh no, I burned that thing. That thing is non-existent anymore.
Well, then I have to find the copy that I have,
Please God, don't.
so I could put it onto the internet.
What is this?
The Of the Dead, quote unquote. Well, I guess it wouldn't be quote unquote. It's actually called Of the Dead, and it's
Yeah,
Mario.
there's no of, or there is no quote.
Yeah, it's Mario's take on a zombie film.
I must see this.
All right, essentially it was like I was going for like Alex the whole cliche thing. I was essentially doing that, and then I just kind of said fuck it at the end of the script, and I'm like, nah, they're gonna do that one dumb thing that everybody always does in a zombie movie, and I'm just gonna kill them. And then I did, and then everybody hated me for it. Everybody fucking hated me when I killed off the characters.
That is the more realistic outcome of a zombie outbreak than everybody surviving or getting away. Because really, where are you going to go that you're going to get away from a zombie apocalypse? Nowhere.
Exactly. See, Alex gets it.
I do get it. I thought it was ballsy and, well, maybe not innovative, but I thought it was pretty ballsy. Thought it was innovative and, well, I thought it was, it was ballsy that you went ahead and tried to and killed off all your characters, really.
Yeah, everybody died, including
Yep.
the black.
But the black guy didn't die
Wait,
first, did he?
Yeah, he did. No, he did.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, Mario.
I killed him off first. I killed Anthony first.
Every time I hear that, I think of first scary movie. White folks just died. We get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so Mario, what was your impressions of The Force Awakens?
I loved it. I actually rewatched episode 4, 5, 6. And then rewatched 1, 2, and 3.
Uh-huh.
Extremely good. Uh-oh. Alex, I think you need to crack the window open for her.
What are you guys making fun of me for?
Oh, you're so loud right now.
Jesus Christ, my earballs.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. I'm in the car. That's it.
Oh, that must be Jamal and all his alarms.
Yeah, I was gonna say that has nothing to do with me. I guess Jamal is at a discotheque right now.
That's not Jamal's heart monitor.
God. Wait,
Oh my god, what is that?
Actually,
What? What was that?
what the fuck was that?
it was my heart monitor. Actually,
Was it?
Jesus.
nah, I'm kidding. It was just an alarm.
Am I still really loud? Oh, there we go. That's way better. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
give me...
Anyway, Mario, you were saying about the movie. You loved it?
Yeah. I loved it the first time I saw it. Rewatched it the second time. I actually watched it on Christmas with essentially the first people I saw it with the first time. And again, still, I love the film. I mean, it captured what I could imagine. You know, people seeing it for the first time back in the 70s. You know, the first time I saw it, there were kids next to me. There was some old, I swear to God, there was like this 90-year-old dude next to us. And he was affixed to the screen the entire time. I mean, he was like a little kid again. Couldn't stop looking at the screen. And like that's what you envision when you think of Star Wars. Is that a family it's a family film.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so for the second time that I saw it, I actually had my eyes more on the audience than, the film itself, because I just wanted to see everybody's reactions. And it was literally a kid on Christmas. You know, everybody in the theater was just having a blast with it. They were clapping, they were cheering. You know, when Han comes on to the
Falcon.
Falcon, I heard that 90-year-old dude that was sitting next to us just go, yeah, like he was so happy.
That was a great reveal, by the way.
Yeah, that was.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I love the film. I'm so goddamn excited for the next ones.
I know, right?
And I can't wait.
So, what did you think, Heather?
I thought it was um
Terrible.
Are you gonna shit on it?
I thought it was on par with Of the Dead. No,
You never saw it.
Of the Dead?
Yeah.
Oh please. I've seen Of the Dead.
Have you, Alex? Why would you show her?
You showed it to me. Maybe one of
Why
your
would I do that?
maybe on one of your Coke bins. But anyway, I thought it was
Maybe.
I went with no expectations. I really did. I was like, all right, either this is going to be one of the greatest movies or it's going to be the biggest flop ever, and I'm going to watch it side by side with the holiday special. And I just thought it had it was really charming. It felt like J.J. Abrams made a movie for the new generation of Star Wars lovers, but also the old generation. Like he didn't. I felt like the prequels sort of ignored the original fans and kind of was going for like my son's generation. At the time who was like 5 and 6, so he was going for that. Like the new Star Wars people. I felt like this was like a very good in between movie because like my son saw it by himself with my nephew. Then they're 18 and 20. And they're like, oh my god, this is so cool. This so reminds me of the old Star Wars, not those stupid prequels. And then I felt like with Han Solo and Chewie and Leia, and some of the older characters that you recognize, that like it's the trap guy and some of the other characters
Admiral
that you see
Akbar.
over and over again.
Admiral Akbar.
Whatever. It's the
Alex, you
top
have
guy.
no room to talk. All right, you said Guido for the longest time.
And the
Still
other
think
guy
Guido.
who looks like a vagina head, I don't know what his name is either, but he was in, an X-Wing fighter.
Good old vagina face.
Yeah, vagina face. I have no idea what his real name is. But I don't know. And then like, the whole like the X-Wings are like red 4 and red 6 and not red 5, and I was like, "Oh, that's a great little like cute little
Homage.
callback because homage, yeah, because if you know about, red 5, then you're like, "Oh, that's cute. They're still honoring Luke Skywalker even though he's not even part of it anymore." So there was just some really clever like homages, and I really love Kylo Ren. I think Kylo Ren is what Anakin
God, he's such
Skywalker
a
should
fucking
have been.
pussy. He's such a goddamn pussy.
No, he's not.
Oh,
He's conflicted.
He
So emo.
He is
is. Oh,
emo.
he is emo. You obviously are checking out his Twitter page.
Emo Kylo Ren.
Yes,
yeah.
but he is
No,
literally
and see,
he is literally a child playing dress up. He is not the
Yeah.
so he doesn't need the mask. He has that temper tantrum when he pulls out
yeah.
his lightsaber and starts demolishing the console. He's just a tiny little kid.
No,
And
he is.
yeah.
But see, what's really upsetting me is that, don't get me wrong, and I love the way he's playing the character. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying the character himself is upsetting me only for the fact that he exactly is a child. He's trying to live up to Darth Vader, his grandfather. He's trying to be him, but he's conflicted, and so the way he the way he ends that confliction is to murder his dad. And then when he did it, you can still see that he had regret, and he doesn't know if that's going to help him.
Yeah, it's like a rite of passage that we were talking about this in the car on the way back, that it has to happen though, because it's like killing off that part of himself.
Exactly.
As long as his father is alive, then that part of himself is alive. But you could totally see that he didn't really want to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's why I'm just like, make up your goddamn mind. If you want to be powerful, be powerful.
But you can be powerful either way, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Because
And
Rey
that's why
was powerful.
And
well,
that's why I'm just like, he needs to grow a goddamn pair and realize which power he wants.
well, it's like bravery. Bravery does not mean that you're not afraid. Bravery means that you conquer your fears. So you
Yeah.
can still be afraid and go do something.
And that's fine.
That's
But
basically.
the thing is, he doesn't know what he wants right now.
Well, no,
I-
that's exactly what I'm saying, though. You can be powerful and still not know exactly what you're doing. And the thing is that he's conflicted with the light side, kind of like how Luke Skywalker and how Anakin Skywalker were conflicted with the dark side. It is a mirror of what those two people are.
By the
I
way,
wish
fuck you, Hayden
I wish
Christensen.
I had seen Anakin Skywalker, whatever his name is. I want to say call him Clay Aikens, but I know that's not his name. It's
Hayden
something else.
Christensen.
Whatever.
Fuck him.
But I wish he had been more like that, because that would have been.
That would have been compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been compelling. It would have made more sense that he went and killed a bunch of sand people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would have made more sense, him turning against Obi-Wan, because it just seems so contrived to me.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem like Anakin Skywalker would become Darth Vader. They seem like two completely different characters.
Yeah.
So
Now, I can see Kylo Ren becoming Darth Vader big time.
yeah.
Yes, I can see that.
Like
But
murdering a whole tribe of people just because he's having a bad day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Alex, I'll by the way, none of you assholes have sent me your addresses, so I still have your Christmas presents.
I forgot.
But I'm looking at you too, Surgery Boy.
I was in the middle of dying, sir. Thank you very much.
You have no excuse. All you were on your phone.
Lying on your back. Like a good little bitch.
Anyway,
I forgot where I was going before I started making fun of Jamal.
our presents, and then something
Internet?
about Anakin Skywalker and Kylo Ren and Darth Vader.
Something. I don't know. I don't
Anyway,
remember.
Poke Bender?
I actually I don't think the fault with the character is in the fault of Anakin Skywalker is in the actor. I don't think Hayden Christensen. I don't believe him to be a bad actor. I think he.
Oh, I remembered. Sorry. I have a couple comics that I can send you, Alex. And Jamal, if you want to get in on that too.
Sure.
What the fuck is that, Jamal? Oh, got it. So Jamal's address is.
Hey.
If you want to stop by and say hi,
He's laying on his back.
he can't fight back.
But I have a couple of comics that they go a little bit more into Anakin and his teachings and everything like that when he was a kid still.
Mhm.
And it goes more in depth to his character, and it's the only reason that I can tolerate him now. Uh-oh,
Everything okay?
someone got a call.
Oh,
Wasn't me.
it must have been
me.
Jamal.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think the problem with Hayden Christensen's portrayal of Anakin Skywalker was mostly the script, but in a lot of part the direction. I mean, there is one scene in Revenge of the Sith when Padme tells him that she's pregnant that he actually does a phenomenal job acting through it. And he doesn't say a line, but you can see on his face that he goes from happy to worried to terrified to happy to sad to concerned to happy again. He runs this entire gamut in just a few seconds, and it's an amazing tiny little slice of his actual ability to act. And then he has to say a line, and I'm sure I can only envision Lucas behind him with a ruler like a nun in grade school, smacking his knuckles every time he tries to actually emote or anything, because nobody
So
in that movie emoted or seemed realistic.
yeah, it was very contrived.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
reading the
strange.
article
I mean,
every
like,
day.
just from a woman's perspective here, like Leia, like not Leia, Padme, like how the hell did she fall in love with that guy? Like he's the biggest,
Yeah,
weaseliest, wormiest guy on the planet. Like seriously, like how do you be like, oh, I think I want to have babies with you?
Well, that's another thing. Here you have Rey, who's a very strong female character. You have Princess Leia, who's a very strong female character, and Queen Amidala started out as a very strong female character, and some reason, somehow, somewhere along the way, she dies of a broken heart because Anakin went to the dark side. And don't
Yeah,
Actually, so
it's the
in the
sand.
in the comics, as well as I've been reading a lot of other stuff on it. Um, when the doctors said that she'd given up, and she's perfectly healthy, but she'd given up.
yeah.
Um, it's the it's because everything that she'd worked so hard for was gone. Democracy, the thing that she had built, was dead. The husband that she loved is dead. Everything that she had done herself politically, as well as in her love life, was all gone now. So there was no reason for her to live.
No, that's
Twin
bullshit. Hello,
baby.
two babies. Hello, they
Bullshit!
need.
No, that's bullshit. Because you don't have anything left in this life.
Of
Everything that
course you
she had done.
do.
Twin
No,
baby.
she doesn't.
Babies. Babies are
And
things to live for.
The maternal
so she's
instinct.
gonna raise her children in the world that she helped destroy.
No.
Yes.
She's
Yes,
gonna go
that's
some.
Yes.
exactly what happened.
No,
That's why
no.
she
Of
gave up.
course she is.
You would take your children and you would take them to the outer rim and live under a democracy that is not under the empire's control. So you
Either that or you get up off your ass and you fight for it. You say, okay, I got two kids. Now I have something to fight for. Now
yeah,
I can go and fix this.
you
I'm
start
going
the
to go
And then
rebellion.
create an army and I'm going to go
and
build my
then
own
your
Death Star, bitch.
as well as your husband is the most powerful Sith Lord.
Yeah. No, that would piss me off so much that I'd be all like taking my kids and both of you are going to be Sith Lords. That's what you're going to be.
No,
Yeah, okay.
no.
Oh, yeah,
No,
absolutely.
no, no, no. Believe you me, if I were a Sith Lord and Heather was still alive, I'd be fucking terrified of her.
You're
Yeah,
terrified of her already.
Yeah, but being
you
a
should
Sith
be.
Lord is not going to make me unterrified of that woman.
But no, that was the reason why she had given up, and that's why she had died.
That's such a male perspective, though, because all of you've never had babies. I have, and I can tell you that there's something that kicks in. There's this fierceness that kicks in, like I have to live, I have to take care of this thing, and if you touch him or her, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. And it's really weird. Like it just sort of shows up and you get really fierce. And there's no way with her having 2 babies that she would be all like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
no way.
her children grow up to be the saviors of the galaxy. So it's not like she's, like everything that she has, that she built got destroyed. I mean, if you look at it that way, look at Donald Trump. The first time he went bankrupt, how come he didn't die of a broken heart? Because it doesn't matter, because you can build again. Everybody knows that. No matter how successful you are and how far you fall, you can always build again. And she could have built her society, or at least taught her children about how it was before the empire rule, so they would rise up against the empire. So her saying that she died of a broken heart because everything that she built got destroyed, and saying that her children don't matter is a very bullshit thing. The maternal instinct is so strong in women, they will take other women's children,
They will, yeah.
Jimmy Smits's wife takes on Leia as their own. And that's like saying, well, why should she care about Princess Leia? Because it's not her kid. It's a maternal instinct, and it's very strong, and that's what should have kept her alive. Her dying at the end of Sith is Lucas saying that if you don't have a man, you're kind of nothing, and it's very kind of aggravating.
Condescending.
Yeah.
This is tertiarily involved, but I always thought Obi-Wan was kind of a dick the way he did the adoption thing. He leaves one in royalty and takes the other one to like the hick country.
To be a farm boy? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty messed up. But I mean,
it's funny too, because like there's no diapers, no thing, just here's a baby, gotta go. Figure it out yourself. Like, no diaper bag, no.
Well, I mean, he stayed around.
Like a
I mean,
suburb
Obi-Wan
type place.
stayed around, and he,
Well, I mean, you would think too that they both came from Anakin Skywalker. How come there wasn't a Jedi on Leia? How come Yoda wasn't close to on whatever planet that got destroyed that she was on, Alderaan? How come Yoda wasn't on Alderaan? Training her and being a part of her life like Obi-Wan was supposed to be part of Luke Skywalker's life, although he never was.
what?
Well, how come there wasn't a Jedi on Alderaan to train Leia to be a Jedi?
Leia?
Yeah. There was one for Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan, and I have no idea what the hell Obi-Wan was doing, because all the kids in the prequels started their training at like 10 years old. And Luke Skywalker doesn't start training to be a Jedi until he's like, what, 18, 20?
Yeah, he's like 18 almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is 18.
So what was Obi-Wan's plan if he didn't accidentally stumble across Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 that day? Was he going to wait until like the guy was 30 and be all like, "Here's a lightsaber, have fun, kid"?
I mean, honestly, it just seemed like he didn't want to get involved anymore. That's what it seemed like, because he's like, oh, or my favorite line is like, oh, we need to find what's his name? Ben
Old Ben.
Kenobi. He's like, oh, you mean? I wonder if they mean old Ben. I'm like, you're fucking dumb.
I think too, there's like the sense of like Obi-Wan is like on a hash bender. Like he figured out how to grow weed in the desert, and he's all, what am I here for again? I forget.
I mean, well, minus the whole drugs thing. Yeah, I mean, if you're in seclusion for that long, you kind of, you lose track of time, you lose everything. You lose track of time, you don't realize who you are, what you're doing, until something finally snaps you out of it. I mean, that's why Yoda went crazy on Dagobah, because he'd been there for fucking 20 years by himself.
And what was he doing on Dagobah?
He was training.
For what?
To train.
The Olympics.
No, he was training how to do the
pod racing
for Jedis to be able to speak with one another through the Force.
Is that what he was doing there?
Yeah.
Because well, he says at the end of Revenge of the Sith that, your old master, he says this to Obi-Wan, your old master has learned how to come back and and communicate with us through the Force.
Right.
And he's like, oh, Qui-Gon, la 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 la. And so how much training did he really have to do to be able to do that? Because it sounds like it's actually from the other side. Qui-Gon has to learn how to come back. So what does Yoda have to do in that equation?
Well, I mean, it's just a whole bunch of training he has to do. He's by himself.
He has to figure out how to do the Macarena.
Yeah, because what training does he do? Because he trains Luke, which he's already adept at training, people in the ways of being a Jedi anyway, because we see that in episode 2 or 3 or both of them or whatever.
Yeah, but Yoda was never really. He was more of a. He was more of a
But does he
philosophical Jedi more than anything else.
does he teach theoretical Jedi?
Yeah, that's exactly what Yoda did.
So
Because there are
that
different teachers within it.
again, what is he doing out in Dagobah then? Because he trains Luke and then he dies. So he didn't need to train anymore to know how to train people because he already knew how to do that.
I have
So
no idea.
He went into
seclusion.
he exiled himself there.
I find it very cool in The Force Awakens, though, that all the old ships, like I always wondered about that, like where did the old ships go? I love it that they had like a shipyard and like they're just all these old ships like laying around and
The junk pile.
And Rey is living in an AT-AT. I find that to be totally cool and amazing. I think that was. Excuse me, I'm yawning. I find that to be like some of my favorite parts was just looking at the old ships, being like just because that's what would happen. They like where would they go? They would just be laying around in the desert.
Or dead in space, floating around.
Yeah, I thought that was a great little thing, and I like that Rey like kept saying, "Stop holding my hand," like to Finn and stuff like that, like where she didn't really need to be coddled. She was a warrior all by herself. I thought that was really cool too.
Who was your favorite character in The Force Awakens, Heather?
Chewbacca.
You don't have a new character that you liked?
No, I like Chewbacca. Chewbacca's cool.
Okay.
I liked his cool new new weapon. I thought that was really cool.
It's
I
not
also
it's not new.
Wait, he had a new weapon?
well
the bowcaster, but he's had that.
Yeah.
okay. Well, I don't know. For some reason, I liked it better in this movie.
Well, because he actually was able to shoot it off. He doesn't do much with it in the previous movies.
Yeah, he shoots it like maybe once or twice in the previous movies.
Yeah. I like him. I like Chewbacca, and then I'd like to know more about Poe. I'm not sure if I'm on Poe's side yet. I'd like to know more about Poe. He seemed like a very interesting character to me. I really like Rey. I like Rey and Finn a lot.
They had a good play off of each other, especially when they were on the Falcon.
Yeah, they did. And I really do like Kylo Ren. I think Kylo Ren is just very intriguing to me.
Such a wood.
Fucking teenager.
He's intriguing though. He's an intriguing. I like the anti-hero. He's kind of an anti-hero because like he really wants to be it, but he's just not sure if he can live up to it. And I love that fallibility.
He's very much a Pinocchio right now. He's got somebody else pulling his strings, and there is going to be a moment in his life where he has to actually make a decision on whether he's going to be his own person or if he's going to be a puppet of someone else.
Right.
And I still think that's going to come about with the murder of Princess Leia. I think Snook's going to murder Leia in front of his eyes, and he's just going to snap.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who's gonna murder Leia?
Snook.
You mean
Snooki?
Snooki, yes, from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I don't know about Snoke. Like, he just reminded me too much of he's like Grandpa Gollum. I don't know. I don't know if he's a formidable bad guy or not. I haven't seen much of him. I just found him to be sort of tedious. And if he's running the show, why? Because he really didn't have much.
Well, at this point, he's like the Emperor in Episode 4.
Right.
He just shows up in a giant hologram, tells his minion what to do, and then he goes to have a pizza.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes and goes looks for a ring or something. I don't know.
Well, one of the theories is that Snook is is
Palpatine.
Luke. Well, Palpatine, but Luke Skywalker.
What?
Yeah, they some people think that Luke Skywalker went to the dark side, gave Rey a little wink, and he murders all the other Jedi's, and then he sends them forth to go conquer the galaxy. So
How is that even possible?
so he changes what he looks like in the hologram, and yada yada yada. It's Luke Skywalker.
Well, I can't say that I'm not liking this idea because I always thought that Luke was gonna be the Dark Jedi, but I don't think that's true.
I'm just saying that's a fan theory. But yeah, also Palpatine, which Palpatine or Palpatine's master
Come on, Alex, you can do it.
Plagueis.
There you go.
Some think that Plagueis cheated death once again and became, this Knight of Ren or whatever he is. Which I think, if anything, it's going to be a Palpatine clone. I think that's what it's going to turn out to be.
The Knight of Ren and Stimpy.
You think they're gonna Jango Fett him?
What do you mean?
Make a clone of him?
Yeah, well, we obviously see that cloning exists in this world, and there was an expanded universe comic book or whatever that talked about there being a warehouse of Palpatine clones. So whenever one of them dies, they thaw out a new one.
Just throw into a giant microwave and hit defrost.
All right, we'll have a new Palpatine in about a minute and a half. Want to go get a coffee, Jerry?
Was that 3 minutes a pound?
Something like that.
I don't know. I found him to be sort of superfluous, and I'm not even sure what he's doing there. Maybe we'll know more, but again, he just reminded me so much of Gollum that I couldn't quite well, who is this dude? Why has he got to be so tall? I don't know. There was just something very weird about it.
Well, that's another reason why people think he's Palpatine, because Palpatine's when he was the Emperor, his holograms were very large, which is the worst reasoning behind why he would think
really is.
He's Palpatine.
It really is, yeah.
But yeah, Palpatine was very much from the school of the Wizard of Oz.
I'm just gonna say it's a new villain. I don't see how they can have an old villain come back.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I think he's just
every villain from the previous films has died. Unless I'm missing something, every villain has died.
I think this is going to be something new. I don't think that he's anybody who we know of. I just
he's gonna be Boba Fett. I'm saying it right now.
He's gonna be Jar Jar.
Who do you think Rey related to?
I don't think she's related to anybody.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh no, she's related to somebody.
Why?
Because it's the story of the Skywalker lineage, and it can't just be Ben Solo. There has to be an actual Skywalker, and she doesn't necessarily have to be Skywalker. Some of the fan theories is that she's either Luke's kid, or the big one is, and this is mostly story beats than it is actual reasoning. But a lot of people think she is Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter. And a lot of people want to think this because they think it's cool to think of Darth Vader's grandchild and Obi-Wan Kenobi's grandchild going at it, and then Luke training Obi-Wan's grandchild like Obi-Wan trained Luke. But those are all story beats. She is obviously trained somewhat in the Jedi arts because she does the Force mind trick. She does that with one of the stormtroopers, and we've actually seen. I was thinking about this. We actually see 3 people throughout the series try to do this. Qui-Gon tries to do this and fails at it because he's apparently not a very good Jedi. Obi-Wan does this, and a lot of people say because Obi-Wan did this in 2 movies that she must be related to Obi-Wan. But Luke Skywalker also did it in Return of the Jedi in Jabba's palace. So it seems to be that school of Jedi teaching that started with Qui-Gon to use this particular power. So I think when she was young, she trained under Skywalker for a little bit, and I think she's also a Skywalker's kid. I think when Kylo Ren went crazy and killed off all the Jedi, they got her out and dropped her off onto Jakku. And then it was probably the mother who dropped her off on Jakku, and the mother probably died. That's why they never came back for her.
Right, but Kylo Ren and her are about the same age, so Kylo Ren didn't do that when he was a kid.
Well, it's hard to tell how old they are, but I
I think
don't think
Kylo Ren's older,
yeah.
but I think Kylo Ren knows who she is.
I think Harrison Ford, Han Solo knew who she was too.
I get the sense that Kylo Ren knew who she was. That, like, because she's all, what about the girl? And she's like, the girl? Like, he knew who she was. Like, he'd been waiting for it to happen or something. There was a sense of knowing, and like
Well,
he was trying to pull it out of her.
But it's also when, like, the Force awoken in her, but no pun intended. But that's when that's when he recognized who she was. And
Yeah,
same
but there
thing
was
with,
something like but I think it was more than that. I think there was a sense of like, oh,
well, it's the same way how, Kylo Ren was able to detect that Han Solo was on the fucking Death Star version 2.0.
Star Killer base.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the name of it for some reason. But, it was the same reason he was able to detect him.
Yeah.
Because, the Force flows in and around us and every living thing. So once the Force awoken in her, and she was able to control it a little bit more, that's when, I mean, even Snoke was like, oh, I felt the fucking disturbance of the Force kind of thing,
See,
I think he knew her. I just because even before then they start talking about the girl, and all of a sudden he perks up and he
Yeah.
chokes that one dude and says, "The girl," like he knew her.
But I don't think it actually awoken in her. I think it has always been there. Her climbing around the old Star Destroyers, I think, is her in some ways using the Force. And the
Well,
way
I'm not saying it's not, but now she's able to control it further.
Okay, but her also using the staff that she uses, uh, she really knows how to use that thing, and I think she's had some professional training with it because the staff is not an easy weapon. A club is a beginner's weapon. If she had a baseball bat, I'd give it to you, but a bow staff is actually pretty complicated, and the way she's using it makes me think that when she gets a lightsaber of her own, it's going to be one of those Darth Maul double dongs. But I still think she had some training. And as far as their age goes, as far as the actors, um, there's about a 10-year age difference between Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver. So if that corresponds to their characters, I don't know, but
I don't
Yeah,
think that
Adam
does,
Driver was
personally.
born in '83.
yeah, she was born in '92. So
I don't think that. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got to plug in my computer.
okay. But I think that because there are essentially two flashbacks. Well, no, I guess there's one flashback in this movie. It's where when Rey touches the Skywalker lightsaber, um, she flashes back to Luke Skywalker on the planet, sending part of the information of where he is going in R2 unit, and we see Kylo Ren chopping down the remaining Jedi's, and then we see her being dropped off on a planet. I think that was supposed to happen all around the same time. I think that's why she saw all those things in that vision. So I think she was about 10 years, and then Kylo Ren might have been, 18 to 20 at the time. I would even go so far to say 10 and 15, but I think there's a little bit of an age difference between those two. Enough.
Oh, there has to be. I mean, there's no way that they're both 18 to 21,
Yeah, but
There is the theory that they're siblings. Like there was
Yeah.
a pre-canon or back when everything was canon, there was a story about how Han and Leia had twins.
expanded
Yeah.
universe, it's called.
Yeah, the expanded universe.
And one of those twins did go to the dark side.
Yeah.
There was Janice and Jason, and Jason went to the dark side, and Janice had to hunt his ass down. And they were a boy and a girl twins. However, I think both Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, or General Leia at this point, and Han Solo would kind of noticed her being their daughter. And I think Han Solo knows who she is or knew who she was because he offered her a job, and that just seemed kind of out of left field, and that sounded like a we need to keep you close because I know who you are kind of a thing. But Carrie Fisher didn't seem to know who this person was.
Yeah. I'm thinking he must have run it. Maybe, the only thing I could possibly think of that, made sense in my brain was that maybe he was, after the Falcon was stolen, and he got that frigate, he was transporting stuff back and forth, back and forth. Maybe he transported her to Jakku.
That is a possibility.
Oh.
Maybe that's how he recognized her. And he's like, oh shit, I did bad in my life because he fucked up with his kid.
Yeah.
Everything was happening with his kid and he couldn't deal with it. And he even said it himself. He's going to do the one thing he knows how to do, which was to smuggle.
Yeah.
So he goes back to smuggling, takes her and her family, or her to the planet Jakku, leaves, runs into her X amount of time later, and is like, "Holy shit, I fucked up with my kid, but I can do right by her." This other little kid that I fucked up in the past. So I'm thinking that he saw her as a way to
Redeem
as
himself?
a way to redeem himself for messing up with his kid and not being in his kid's life anymore. And then, his kid went to the dark side. So he's going to try to help her. He's going to give her a job. He's going to, get back the Falcon and do all these things in his life again. And, well, then he dies. So, I mean, can't really go back from there. But oh, it's my neighbors.
Or maybe there's a Han Solo clone.
You and your goddamn clones.
Hey, it's in the universe.
You're in the universe.
I wish I could say the same for you, Mario.
I know. Fucking cops.
All right, so who was your favorite character, Mario?
My my favorite scene, in all honesty, is the goddamn um the traitor clone. The guy that has the fucking electroshock baton that fights
Oh,
that
yeah.
fights it. Fuck, that scene made me laugh so hard.
Just one word, traitor, and then,
Yeah, just traitor, and he throws down his blaster and his blast shield, and he just pulls out this fucking baton, and you're like, what just happened right now?
that's a crazy choice of weapons.
It just made me laugh because I'm looking at everybody and I'm like, people are cool with this? Like, he just could have shot him. Like, boom, story of
Finn over.
Finn right there. But no, he goes for the electroshock baton, and it just made me laugh. I think my favorite character is Finn so far. He's the only one that really had a story arc. He goes from he's the only one that really, I don't want to say only one, but he had the most emotion in this film. He went from being a stormtrooper to realizing how wrong that was, to running, to fighting, and then to save his friend. I swear to God, by the end of the second movie, they're gonna bone.
Now, do you think Finn is related to anybody that we've seen before?
No, I honestly don't think anybody is related to anybody in this film, other than the given, Han Solo, Ren, or Ben Solo. I don't think anybody is related. Period. Why?
No, it's just very interesting. Because I think there are still some, because even that weird little lady, the bartender, said, you live long enough, you'll see other people, people's eyes in other people, or
Yeah.
however she said it. And I think she is referring to to Ray that she's seen Ray's eyes in other people before.
Well, no, she was looking at Finn when she said that.
Yeah, she was totally like,
Like
you're somebody you
she
don't know.
crawled over the table, got into his face, and said, "I've seen those eyes before." That was Finn, dude.
No, she said that before she crawled over the table. She crawled over the table and then she's like, you have the eyes of somebody who's about to run.
No, she was really honing in on Finn. I think that was foreshadowing that he's somebody.
I think he's, the love child of Mace Windu and Lando Calrissian.
Okay.
How?
Through the Force.
No, that's not how it works.
Because they're the only two black people in all of Star Wars, so there's not really much in the way of choice.
That's true. Yeah, and even Django and Boba Fett, they were like Polynesian or something.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Yeah. But no, I don't think anybody is related to anybody. And I think that line that little alien said, fuck, I can't remember her name. She fucking cracked.
Maz Kanata or something like
Yeah,
that.
there you
Maze
go, Maz
Kanata.
Kanata.
Yeah.
Maz Kanata. She made me that. She looked like my mom, A. And but I really like those old characters, like the old characters themselves, where they're just knowledgeable about everything. She'd been on that planet for God knows how long. That was her area, and she'd seen everything. She knew about the dark side, the light side. I mean, you could even argue that she was attuned to the Force itself, because she even said herself, she feels, the Force flow in and around every living thing. So obviously she's Force sensitive.
Mhm.
I don't want to say she knows how to use it, but she's sensitive to it. And same thing with Finn, same thing with Rey, same thing with Poe, and Leia and everybody. They're all Force sensitive. Uh, Rey being a rare instance where she can actually use and control the Force. But I think that line when she said, you have the eyes of somebody who's running, and you look familiar, whatever she said. I don't remember the actual words. I don't think that she meant that literally. I think she meant that she's seen the eyes of a man who wants to run and who needs to run because of whatever X, Y, and Z is. So I don't think she meant literally your eyes are related to this person. I think she just means I've seen a grown man this afraid and this scared for his life before. That's all I think she meant by that.
Well, only time will tell.
Yep, another 490 days, something like that.
Nerd alert.
Until episode 8. Actually, I was on Reddit today and someone posted that on the Star Wars subreddit. They're like, only so many more days until Star Wars. I was like, fucking nerds. I love you. I love all of you.
Well, there's going to be next December one of the spin-off movies. It's going to be Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
And then in May, that's when the movie is going to come out again.
Yep. Have you heard anything about the Obi-Wan story?
That is not officially slated as of right now.
Okay.
Because there's going to be Rogue Squadron, Episode 8, the Han Solo movie, Episode 9, and then a movie yet to be announced.
Oh, Han Solo. That's what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there is talk about a movie involving Obi-Wan Kenobi and his time between Sith and Hope, which is totally a story I would love to do. But
That's kind of cool.
yeah, so they're doing that as well. So did I ask you, Mario, who your favorite person was?
You
Do
didn't
you want
ask
to ask
Jamal.
me again?
Okay, Jamal, who is your favorite character in this movie?
Captain Kirk.
I don't think I saw that scene. Is that in?
Shut your whore mouth.
Favorite character in this movie, Poe, because he's funny. I mean, he offers a lot of personality to the film.
Honestly, that's another thing I liked about Abrams doing these films. He made the characters human.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what
And
was sorely lacking from the prequels. There was not a lot of humor there. Everything just
yeah,
felt like
Except for
gloomy.
Jar Jar Binks, but that's not really funny.
fucking, he needed to have died.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, Alex. If fucking Jar Jar Binks ends up turning to be Snoke, I'll fucking burn my house down.
That was a theory for a while too, that he's the evil Jar Jar Binks, but
Jesus Christ.
I
unless
don't think that's the case.
they ripped off his ears and gave him, extensive plastic surgery.
Hey, a
There are
hologram's just a
way
hologram.
too many theories out there.
What was that,
There's
Jamal?
just way too many theories out there.
Yeah,
People
I
are
know, I
reaching.
try not to read them because it just scares me.
Well,
Nothing's reaching.
I like reading some of them. I mean, there is one fan theory that Rey is Emperor Palpatine's is related to Emperor Palpatine. That one's very far fetched, but you know, some people think that. But I like reading them because I like to see, who came the closest. If to see if the the filmmakers will actually pay attention to this stuff and try to do something different, or if they don't pay attention to it, do what they want to do, and see who gets to be the closest.
Oh, I'm pretty sure those scripts are already set in stone.
Well, you never know, because I've heard stories of films where, the second one or the third one, they heard, oh, all these fan theories, so now we have to, change it and make it different, kind of a
Fuck
thing.
the fans.
Oh wait, I'm gonna change my answer. I like the stormtrooper that Ray mind controlled.
That was
Okay.
funny, yeah.
You
Okay,
know why?
because it
Behind
was
his
Daniel
mask.
Craig.
Yeah, that's Daniel Craig,
Yeah,
James Bond.
Is it really?
Yeah.
yeah, he
What?
he had a little cameo as that guy.
I did not know that. That's funny.
And Kevin Smith and Bill Hader are both voice acted in this movie as BB-8, I
Yes.
believe.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
so
And the
cool.
large fat monster that not the Kardashian one. The that was Ray's boss. That's actually Simon Pegg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, he's the only actor to ever cross over from Star Trek to Star Wars.
Yep.
Well, I have this script, the final script for Star Wars. It got leaked, for The Force Awakens, and I'm gonna read it because I want to see what these deleted scenes are. Because apparently there's 20 minutes of extra movie that didn't make it, and they're supposed to be. They're supposed to.
There's a cantina scene with alien dancing and singing for 20
I have
minutes.
no idea.
Oh dear
With
God.
B.
Oh,
Arthur.
There's yub yub. No. So I want to read it because I guess they're supposedly putting out. They're not gonna do a director's cut. I was reading they're just gonna do a full movie with the deleted scenes.
I know that some of those deleted scenes involve that woman we were just talking about, the one who's seen the eyes in different generations.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
actually
There's some of
wants to
her.
go back to whatever planet the Resistance is on.
Yeah. Um. There's more to that. More to the background. The when Rey touches the lightsaber, there's more to that too.
That's for me. That's a major. I feel like that's a major red herring because they implicitly state it belonged to your grandfather or belonged to Luke Skywalker and his father before him, and then she grabs it and gets those visions. They're heavily implying that she's, related to them and maybe even possibly Luke's daughter. They're so obvious with it. They're forcing it so much
I
that I
don't,
feel
I
like
don't,
they're
necess-
pointing you in the wrong direction.
I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily think that means that she's related. I really don't. I
well,
think it was. What's
there,
that?
there is that, and then there is in the trailer, and they didn't do this in the movie, but it was in the trailer where Luke Skywalker says, "The Force is powerful in my family. I have it. My father has it. You have it." And now that is the line from Jedi when he's telling Leia that she's his sister, but they re-recorded that as well for this trailer. And I think it was supposed to be in the movie, but they re-recorded it and they laid it over that same track because he's supposed to also be saying it in the modern time of this movie, and it's supposed to be
Jesus.
because somebody may be there who's related. So yeah.
You know, there's other cameos in here too, right?
What the fuck is that sound?
What sound?
It sounds like someone's dragging styrofoam across their computer.
Are you blowing your nose, dear?
No, I'm not. Was it this noise?
Is that a
That
bottle
noise?
of pills?
That's,
what's that?
well, that's one of them.
This noise right here? That noise.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, I have fake nails, and I'm running my fingers through my hair because it's getting in my earphones. So I was trying to get the hair out of my earphones.
Gotcha. Well, you did that one of those times, and it was really loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
cool.
sorry.
It
I was trying
honestly
to
sounded.
But
No, it sounded like someone was rubbing styrofoam against a microphone.
no, it was me going. I have acrylics nails, so it was me like running my fingers through my hairs trying to get it out of my earphones
Oh.
without me pulling my earphones out. I have long hair. Sorry.
I blame Alex.
It is Alex's fault. Everything is Alex's
You
fault.
blame me for her long hair?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Cut it when she's asleep.
Do you remember the part of the conversation where I said even if I was a Sith Lord, I'd still be afraid of that woman?
Yeah. But you have to remember, I don't have to deal with her. I'm 700 miles away.
You would have to deal with her because as soon as I cut her hair, I'd get into the car, drive to your place, and hide behind you. So she would.
You don't know where I live.
I will fucking find you.
I will
good
find you.
luck.
Yeah, I tell you what. I'll wait until you send me the present and find the return address, and then go.
Why would I ever give anybody my return address?
Just in case I give you the wrong address.
Yeah, well, it's shitty then. Looks like you're not getting a present.
Ventura is only so big.
It is pretty small. You would be easy to find.
There's only so many people.
It's up to like 1 million now, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah.
1 million? It's 1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
David,
a census the other day.
Oh
Just
my
a while
goodness. Wow, so those are all of the 90s fans right there. Right there. They all wear you still wear your socks up to your knees and hoodies.
What?
And
What are you
listen to
talking about?
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I think the drugs just kicked in.
Yeah.
No, Ventura is just like it's a little 90s Cosmos. Like everybody still wears Vans and pulls their socks up to their knees and wears
driving vans.
yeah, that's right. And they all wear hoodies still. Every time I go back, I'm like, oh my god, like come on people, come out of the 90s. It'll be okay, I promise.
Dude, it's beach attire. That's all it is.
Yeah, and Limp Bizkit. Those are all of that's a million Limp Bizkit fans
All
right
right.
there.
Granted, there's a shitload of rednecks out here, but the Mexicans are slowly starting to take over.
Fish tacos, I know, but it's just like I go back and I'm like, what happened? Like I don't know. It's like anyway, nothing changes there. It's just funny.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
So I'm very curious actually to learn more about Phasm. Is that her name? The
Phasma?
Captain
Phasma.
Phasma.
Phasma, the Chrome Stormtrooper, the Hood Ornament.
This one should be called the Cape. The Capes Awaken, because everybody had capes in this movie.
She didn't die. How did she die?
I thought they threw her into the trash compactor.
They did.
Well, one of those people who threw her into a trash compactor is somebody who survived the trash compactor, so she didn't necessarily die. A. B. She didn't die on film, so if it doesn't happen on film, it doesn't happen.
I'm gonna say she died.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think she died.
I don't think J.J. Abrams is going to kill off a secondary character who has a potential to be a pretty kick-ass character. She could have been and can still be the Boba Fett of this trilogy. And I think her and Finn still have something something left to settle.
I don't know.
I think she was meant to be a tertiary character.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah, I think she was just meant to be someone that was there and then they were gonna die. I don't think they're gonna do anything else with her.
If
And
they
then
were
they were
honestly.
gonna-
if they were gonna
Yeah.
kill her off, then it would be something more spectacular. It wouldn't be an off-screen. Okay, can you stop doing that, please?
Yeah,
That-
that.
I don't think it's going to be an off-screen kind of death for this character. They've built her up too much to be an adversary to Finn that they're not
Did they
gonna.
build her up though?
They did. She
How? She talked to him once in the wing, and then they ambushed her.
No, she was the one who told Kylo Ren about that he was a rogue stormtrooper, that he was part of that, he was assigned to her detail very recently, and that it's her problem, she'll take care of it.
Yeah, and she sucked shit at it.
I'm sorry, somebody keeps running their fingers through their hair. I didn't hear what you said, Mario.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't talk because there was someone running their fingers through their hair.
Okay,
It wasn't.
What the hell is that noise?
I wasn't even on. I muted myself. I was blowing my nose.
then
Sorry, I have a
Is that
cold.
you?
it's got to be Mario's side then, because
It's not me.
That wasn't me. I wasn't doing it. I took off my headphones, muted my phone, and turned it upside down just in case, and then blew my nose because I didn't want to do it on air.
Okay, everybody stop. Everybody stop doing what they're doing.
Okay, Mario, can you mute yourself?
How do I do that?
I don't know.
Well, fucking don't tell me to do things.
I think Mario did it. Is anybody else there?
Yes.
I'm here. What is that?
Is
a
Mario
dog.
still there? Yeah,
That's
that
not like a
flapping noise.
dog.
That flapping noise was your dog shaking.
Yeah, that was the dog.
But it sounded like a pill bottle, like pills rattling around in a pill bottle.
Yeah, it did. That was kind of funny.
It wasn't me. I was, like I said, I turned myself off and blew my nose.
There it is again.
Okay, go ahead and mute yourself, Heather.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like it's on your side then, Heather, because I'm not hearing it right now.
Okay, now I'm on. I don't know what it
And
is.
there it is again. Oh, is it moving around? Is it rubbing up against your boob, basically? Your shirt?
Oh! It could be my boob. Sorry. Maybe.
Or are you
I'm
touching the
hearing a
cord?
lot now.
What?
Are you touching the cord?
No.
And it's probably rubbing up against your shirt every time you move, I'll bet.
Maybe.
There it is again.
Are you moving?
Right now, that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's my cord up against my boobs.
Yeah. Can you go ahead and just remove your boobs?
Sure. Sure, let me get on that right now.
Okay, cool, thanks.
You'd be sad.
Okay, so what do you guys want to see for the next movie, for episode 8? What would be cool in your mind to see?
Boobs.
Jamal right now just wants to be Heather's microphone.
Okay.
But besides boobs, Jamal, what would you want to see in the next Star Wars episode 8?
You know what? I can't think of anything I would want to see. I kind of want to just, go along for the ride at this point. I have absolutely no expectations for the next one.
I know, right? Me too. Like, I don't want to know.
Oh, for minorities. How's that?
More minorities?
There you go.
Have you seen the meme that says that Hollywood has been telling us for years that women and minorities can't, headline a movie, and then the next thing you see is a picture of Finn and Rey, and it says, the best movie, the best-selling movie of all time.
I have not seen that meme yet, but I agree with it 100%.
All right, Mario, do you have anything you want to see in the next one? Mario?
I think he's still muted.
Did you mute yourself, Mario?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I did.
So he was doing coke, because
No,
he's a big coke
no.
fiend.
Every once in a while, like I'll hit the mouse, and it just won't go through. Like the connection won't be made. So I thought I unmuted myself. That's why. Um, honestly, I'm with Jamal. I can't think of anything that I explicitly want to see. Like I'm glad the series is back, and I'm glad that I'm able to talk about it and have a conversation about the series that we were all so disappointed in for so many years.
Yes, very disappointed.
Yeah. So
And
I'm
yet
just
went to the theaters anyway and watched it because
well,
we
yeah,
are
of
abused
course.
children.
But
Like
but
abused
only
children.
but only
Uh,
once.
I mean, of
no,
course
I
we're.
went and saw it twice.
Oh, you brought that evil upon yourself then.
No, it was like, that couldn't have been that bad. I gotta go watch and just make sure.
Yeah, I waited for it to come out on video before I did that.
Oh, then I
Yeah,
watched it on video. And I blocked them.
actually, I saw Phantom Menace. Was that the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Phantom Menace because Darth Maul looked so fucking badass.
Yeah.
Then he died, and then I didn't see the second and third.
I saw them all.
No, I actually saw the third one because a friend gave me. He worked at the theater, so he gave me tickets for free.
I took my kid to see all of them. And then we bought them. And we watched them many times. Many, many times.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That,
I was in the theater watching Phantom Menace and unsure of what I just saw when it was ended. I didn't want to say the movie sucked because I knew everybody would be all like, no, but it's Star Wars, you can't think it sucked. But
you can't say it sucked.
but I'm
But it
like,
did.
I'm like, it's cool to see the Jedi in full force. Well, that's the whole point of the movie. I'm like, okay, that's not the whole point of the movie. That shouldn't be the whole point of the movie. It's not about Jedis and light sticks and technology. It's the opposite of that. It's
Yeah.
about one man's struggle, trying to find his way in the galaxy.
The story is what you want to see. You just don't want to see mindless. It was a Michael Bay movie with lightsabers.
Kind of.
Ooh.
Which is funny that you say that
Hey,
because
shit exploded.
there is a Michael Bay moment in the new Star Wars. It's Michael Bay in every one of his films does helicopters at sunrise or sunset,
Oh
But
yeah, the X-wings coming in to save the day.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
no, it's the TIE fighters coming in on Jakku.
Oh, the TIE fighters. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. But
That's right.
every time I see that, I'm thinking, Star Wars, a Michael Bay film.
That's completely. I
It's a
forgot.
nice scene, though. It's
Oh,
pretty.
it's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying it's a very Michael Bay shot. And
Honestly, that one took me out of the film for a second. I completely forgot about that because it just comes out of left field, and you're like, what the fuck was that about?
Michael Bay, like we've said on this show many, many times, is a very visual storyteller, and he does these beautiful scenes of helicopters against a setting sun, or
Yeah.
explosions and people standing up in slow motion. And he does all these beautiful shots. He can't do dialogue worth a shit. I mean, maybe he would have done better with the Phantom Menace, maybe not. I don't know, but it's like he
Oh
does.
my god, a Phantom Menace, brought to you by Michael Bay. Fuck, that would have been amazing.
That
Kind of want to see that, actually.
there would have been a lot more explosions.
At that point in time, you know what you were getting into,
Kind of.
because everybody
Right.
was expecting a Phantom Menace and 2 and 3 to come out. They were going to be, what we're talking about right now. They expected them to be that, and then they sucked. Lucas just should have given it to Michael Bay after the second one.
Yeah, seriously. Did you know that Danny Trejo has a taco place called Trejo's Tacos?
Was Danny Trejo in Star Wars?
He could be. We don't know. Could be
Well,
Chewbacca for all we know.
he's not Chewbacca because he's way too short. But you're right.
Put him on stilts. Yub yub.
He would be Chewbacca.
Chewbacca?
Chewbacca. Yeah.
That was a bad joke,
Chewbacca.
Alex. feel bad.
You haven't seen the Cholo Star Wars, have you?
That's the greatest thing ever.
Cholo Star. I have actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
I'm one of your Coke benders.
No, it's just with the girlfriend one day, and we ran across it on Facebook.
And
So
you
we have
did
to watch.
Coke.
No, I haven't done Coke in like 3 years.
That's good. Now, we're not talking about Coca-Cola, right? I just want to make sure.
No, I'm doing the little white fucking powder that goes up your nose.
Oh. Sudafed?
Oh,
Oh. Just
that
making
will
sure.
fucking burn. So what are you looking for in the next series, Alex,
Um,
or the next film?
Not really sure. I want to see, I want to see a lot of these stories expanded, but I'm really looking forward to seeing um I'm really looking forward to seeing what Kylo Ren's all about and how he finally comes back to the light side because that's going to happen. Somehow, some way, he's going to do a last ditch effort of turning it all around.
So I was actually reading on, because I was fucking bored at work the other day, how a Jedi can go back into, or how a Sith could become a Jedi again, because it could flop back and forth.
Yeah.
Sith can go Jedi, Jedi can go Sith, blah blah blah.
It's not like sex. When you go black, you can never go back. You can
Yeah,
go
exactly.
back.
Well, I mean,
Right.
So
technically, Anakin Skywalker did that when he threw his bust on an elevator shaft. He pretty much went back to the light side, and
right,
some could
and
argue
so
that
I'm kind of thinking,
Luke Skywalker went to the dark side when he lashed out at Vader in Return of the Jedi, when Vader was like, "There's your sister, we can turn her."
Right.
But anyway, go ahead, Mario.
yeah. So I was thinking like what Ren could do to become a Jedi again, because most of the things that I was reading, it was they had to do something very dramatic, and 99.9% of the cases they ended up dying because of it.
He'd have to throw his bust on an elevator shaft.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, would they kill off that character, or would they try to find some sort of loophole, or what's? I'm just kind of curious what they're going to be doing with him, if they're going to make him into a Jedi, or if they're going to kill him.
I don't think he's going to be a Jedi per se, but I think what they're going to do
Or
i-
to the light side.
is I think whatever Snook's plan is, that it's going to come to a head, and that something's going to happen. Like I say, he kills off Carrie Fisher's character, Princess Leia, and that's when Kylo Ren, attacks him and destroys him and stops whatever plan he's putting into action. And he might die as a result of that. I kind of hope that he would survive and then have to go back to Luke Skywalker and apologize for what he did, and offer to make
Brings
him
him a bag of cookies and shit.
I promise I'll fix the universe. I'm sorry, Mr. Skywalker. But no, he go back to Luke Skywalker and restart his training, and that would be the end of the series. I think that would be cool. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to be that cheesy with it, but
I don't think they're going to be that cheesy with it.
I think that would be kind of a cool ending because it would be different from what we've seen. Because in the end of the original trilogy, Vader throws his boss down an elevator shaft and then dies. He throws his boss down an elevator shaft, redeems himself, and then dies.
I don't know. I hope Kylo Ren goes full tilt dark side where he can't come back.
Well, in the end of the prequels, Anakin does go full tilt dark side. He doesn't get redeemed, and he even chokes his pregnant wife, which we're lucky she didn't lose the kids at that point. So, he does go full tilt dark side, and he does for a very long time. And if he can kill kids and be a general pain in the ass to his children and be somewhat the cause of his wife's death and destroy a planet, or he didn't actually destroy the planet, but he was involved in the plan to destroy the planet, and finally redeem himself, then anybody can redeem themselves. Because you don't get much worse than what Darth Vader has done.
There are other people online who think that Rey has had Jedi training or has had some kind of training.
Combat training, yeah. I think the way she handles herself and the way she can use the Force, that she has had Jedi training, and I think it's the only person she would have had it with would be Luke.
I would say
Maybe.
I would say she wouldn't have any combat training, like officially, but because
Yeah,
of where
maybe she started it.
because of where she lived. She started as an 8-year-old little girl on Jakku. It's a shitty place run by shitty people and Simon Pegg. It's she
It's
had,
Simon Pegg's fault.
but she had to grow up fast, and the only way to do that is, it's the outlaw. You live and you die by the gun.
Yeah.
So I think that's what her training is. She's so
Theoretically,
used.
theoretically, somebody could have taken her under their wing and trained her. I mean, that is definitely, somebody on Jakku could have done that. That is
Yeah.
definitely a thing. Because like I say, she's using that staff, and that's not a beginner's weapon, and that's not something you kind of look into on how to use. You kind of
Right.
have to
But
be shown.
no, I'm not saying she doesn't have any formal combat training, but I don't think she's ever had any Jedi training.
Mm. I think she may have, and I think that's what the movies are going to finally come around to. And again, maybe she's not Luke Skywalker's daughter, but I think she trained under him for a small amount of time.
I think Kylo Ren knows who she is. I think that's the big thing.
I think the big reveal is going to be Kylo Ren standing over her with his fist out, being all like, "You are not my sibling," and that'll be the big reveal. That'll be the big shocker.
And then she chops his hand off, then falls down a shaft.
Yeah, nobody got a limb chopped off in this movie. What do you think of that?
I'm
Not
okay with
yet.
it. I'm okay
No
with
limbs
it.
get chopped off until the second movie or the third movie. Isn't that how it works?
No, in A New Hope, they chop off one of the patrons in the bar that was threatening Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's the first and only time you see blood in a lightsaber wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this movie, it was all stabbing. There was no actual chopping off of body parts.
Yeah, I mean, you were either shot or you were stabbed. That was about it.
Hmm.
Because Chewie shot Ren pretty good too.
Yeah, right in the side.
Yep.
I mean, there was some slicing being done. Ren's face got sliced up, and Finn's back got sliced up. But like I said, no body parts actually get chopped off. So one can say that.
Actually, I thought she made contact with his hand.
No, upon watching it today, it was the lightsaber she cut off because
Okay.
And it fell into the ground.
Yeah.
Or into it fell.
Into the snow, yeah.
Okay.
But
I thought that was his hand that she chopped.
No, she definitely chopped because he was sitting up, but the lightsaber went into the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't technically see what happens to the lightsaber, but as soon as her hand comes down, as soon as she does that slicing motion, the lightsaber, turns off and he goes flying back. But you see both his hands clearly.
Oh, okay.
So
because
yeah.
I know I saw her go down and slice something in his hand, but I thought she actually got his hand. That's why his lightsaber turned off. I thought.
Yeah, no,
okay.
it makes a lot of sense that you would think that because of the motion and because of what seems to be the Skywalker curse that, you lose your right hand somewhere along the way. So yeah, no, it did look like that. And I thought that the first time around, but upon seeing it today, I noticed that he did have both hands. I was looking for that.
Oh, okay.
So it must have been the lightsaber that she cut up.
Does that mean he gets a new lightsaber in the next movie?
Possibly. I mean, he could try to repair this one, or he could build a new one, or maybe his whole thing is that he doesn't really need a lightsaber. He's so powerful with the Force, but maybe he tries going after the Skywalker saber, the Graflex, because he thinks it's his birthright.
Yeah.
Which again is why I think Rey is Skywalker's daughter.
Because she's able to use a lightsaber?
Because she has possession of that particular one, of the Skywalker lightsaber.
I think she's had training. I'm gonna go with the guy who said that I'm seeing it online. People are saying she's had some kind of training. I mean, I know that the Force, Luke Skywalker kind of just like started to have the Force, and but she seems so adept at it, and it seems like Kylo Ren was really kind of just trying to pull it out of her, like,
Giggity.
yeah.
I don't think he was trying to pull it out of her. I think it was just a really bad side effect that she's stronger. And he was trying to get into her brain.
He was really just messing with her, though. There was a sense of him, like he takes off his mask, like, you remember who I am? Like, there was these moments of, like, waiting for her to figure it out.
Well, no,
Like,
he did that because she taunted him.
he's intrigued by her, though, for some reason.
Yeah, it's because she's really strong in the Force.
What's the first letter of your first name?
Whose? What?
So, Mario. Okay, so M. What's the first letter of your last name?
S.
So you're Max Bloke.
Oh,
That's
you.
your Mad Max generator.
Oh, Mad Max.
Yeah, so Alex would be Commander. Pollock would be... I don't have that one.
They don't have P.
No, apparently you just suck.
You're Commander Ace.
All right, I'll go with that.
Let's see, Jamal. Feral.
Phil
Feral
McCracken.
Killer.
Phil McCracken.
Feral Killer is your Mad Max name.
Bill Killer.
Feral Killer.
Is that a PH or a...
It's Jamal Feral. Fearl. And mine would be...
Feral?
Mine is Gas Bastich. Gas Bastich.
Gassy Brown?
Gassy Brown. Yeah.
I want everybody to just recall that Heather is still in the car at this point in time.
My seats are really comfortable there. I kind of forgot I was in the car.
They are really nice seats.
Yeah. It's a little cold in here, though.
Let's see. Well, we've been talking for over 2 hours, so we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you guys gotten any Star Wars merchandise that you really, really like?
Yeah, actually I did.
Or is there something that you want to buy that you've seen that you really think is cool from this new movie?
My girlfriend got me R2D2 carry-on luggage.
Oh.
Nice. That is
So
actually pretty
it's-
fun.
So it's
Not
you
bad
know
at
a carry-on luggage so that you can just do what you got to do. But
Is,
it has a decal of R2D2 on it.
is this in response to you going to prison last time you tried going through an airport?
No, it was jail. All right, prison is where you go to do time. Jail is where you're in holding. And no, it's not.
Okay.
Get butt raped in both.
No, you don't, because in jail there's more guards. Because it's a closer proximity in jail, whereas prison, I mean, you can get stabbed anywhere in prison.
Look,
And
he would know. He does coke, okay? He knows about prison and jail.
No, I just had more clarification when I went to jail.
So, Jamal, is there any merchandise from this movie that you've seen that you like?
Yes, lost that one over.
No, I'm not big into grabbing merchandise with my movie experience, at least not anymore. Back in the day when you used to go to the theater, they would, dress the whole place up specifically for a big movie, and so they'd have the cups and the shirts and the caps there. They don't do that anymore. I think the only thing I have from it is like the cup I had from when I went to see the movie.
Okay.
Oh, you got one of those collector's cups?
Yeah.
Nice. They had the one. They had I went to Disneyland right before Christmas, and they had BB-8. I mean, it was a decent sized BB-8, and there's a little hole on the top of his head, and you can just shove a straw into it and drink out of it.
Nice.
It was really fun. And how about you guys?
Heather?
Well, I drove 2 hours because I saw these,
Popcorn buckets?
I saw popcorn buckets and I needed them. And,
The only
They
place
didn't-
that had
Go
them
ahead.
was a Big Blue store, Big Blue box store in Phoenix. What was it? Scottsdale?
no, Chandler.
Chandler. So
You guys
And
can get them online.
no, they didn't have any online. So we drove 2 hours to Chandler to go get 2 sets. They're 4 each of the Pop Secret buckets because I needed them.
Wait, are they like the plastic ones or are they the
Yeah,
paper ones? Oh,
they're
okay.
plastic, yeah.
they're reusable.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
And they
If you
have
do that
pop.
for,
Good.
no, I was gonna say, 'cause if you do that for paper ones, I think you guys were a little crazy.
No,
Huh.
they're plastic and reusable. So we got 1 set that we kept, and then we actually there's 6 of them that we haven't used yet. We keep using the same 2. And we just bought a 10-pack of popcorn, and then you just put the
Jesus.
popcorn in there, and they're really delicious. And so we got those, and then we have a Kylo Ren lightsaber.
We have the Force Effects Black Series Kylo Ren lightsaber.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get the Luke Skywalker one, but I didn't have the money. They're hard to find right now. They were $100 in the store, and they're $400 online.
Right now.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
Yeah, because they got bought out.
Yeah.
but
But-
we found the last Kylo Ren lightsaber in town on the south side.
On the south side, because nobody ever goes to the south side.
That's
So we went
very
there.
true.
We went there at midnight at the Bullseye, and we went there, and we got they said they had 1 left, so we went there and we just threw down a few $100, and the lady was all like, "Oh, is this movie in the theaters?" And I'm like, "No wonder you have them here. You don't even know what this is."
Yeah, you have to remember, Tucson's a small little podunk town.
Yeah, but they still know Star Wars, and this woman hasn't seen any of them.
Yeah,
That doesn't surprise me coming from Tucson, though.
south side. But so we went and got that, and then we're gonna get the.
Southside's a different city?
It is.
Well, there is the city of South Tucson, yes.
In my head there is. And then we went. What else do we have? Oh, you have the little you have Kylo Ren's
Ship.
ship.
Yeah, I have the small model of that. We were looking for a Kylo Ren mask. There's a Black Series mask that's $100. It's $150 online right now.
We can't find it though. It's really hard to find.
But there was one that was sold through the Disney store that has the voice change and has the helmet and everything, or the cloak, the hood to it, which looks really nice, but the lady at the Disney store said that they don't work very well.
There was a callback on them.
Yeah,
So
there's a Stormtrooper helmet, there's the Phasma helmet, and then there's like another helmet. And she's like, all those work fine. It's just the Kylo Ren's that they had to do a recall on.
and then I got the day of when we went and saw the movie, I got the boys t-shirts. So they have Star Wars Force Awakens t-shirts.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Yeah, so we have some stuff. Not a lot.
Oh, Tyler got one of the first order TIE Fighters Lego editions.
Sets, yeah.
That's cool.
You
It is
spent like
pretty
$70 on it.
That was his Christmas present to himself.
Oh, I forgot. My girlfriend got me a Kylo Ren mug, like a coffee mug.
Oh.
Is it of his mask?
It's actually that very cool. No, it's just like it's almost like a bowl. Or it's almost like a ball, and someone just cut the top off of it.
Okay.
But it has Kylo Ren on the front of it, and on the back of it, it says the First Order and then the insignia. And then when you go to drink out of it, it says "Destroy the Universe" on the inside of it.
Oh, it's cool.
Nice. There's I saw at the Big Blue Box store that they have a whole setup for your bathroom. Star Wars shower curtain. They had a Stormtrooper helmet, toothbrush holder, and a Darth Vader helmet soap dispenser.
That's cool.
They have an R2-D2 trash can, which is really cool.
They have an R2-D2 humidifier.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. They have that, and it's a Darth Vader or a Kylo Ren humidifier too.
Jesus.
I forget which one it is.
Disney is just going balls deep with the merchandise.
Yeah, they are. They're just making so much money. They're just rolling in it right now.
But
They're
I
talking,
wanted to get the mat that you put in the bottom of your bathtub so it doesn't slip, so you don't
Right.
slip. I wanted to get the Star Wars mat for that.
That actually would have been pretty funny.
I know, right? And then and then there was the K jewelry.
What?
Oh yeah, that was really cute.
K Jewelers did a whole series of or is selling a series of Star Wars inspired jewelry, and it's there's an R2D2 pendant and earring set. There's a Death Star pendant. It's gold with a diamond where the divot is for the laser.
That's kind of cool.
There is the I Love You I Know necklace, which is really cool. They had some other stuff there too, some rings like the Empire symbol and the rebel symbol and rings and pendants and stuff.
Oh god. I need to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, can you? Did you go? He left. I was gonna say we could just sign off, but
Did he say, "Oh God, I gotta pee right now. I gotta go"?
something like that. Yeah. I don't think he's peeing. I think he's masturbating. He heard about that I Love You I Know pendant and he just had to go masturbate.
Maybe he thought you said it to him directly. And he got
He got a little too excited.
yeah.
All right, Jamal. Any last words about Star Wars today? Are you still there, Jamal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you fall asleep?
No, I was just. Well, what was the question again? I was actually in the middle. I was texting somebody right now.
Oh, I just asked if there was any last thoughts or words about the Star Wars new Star Wars movie or the reboot of the series or whatever.
No, he gets a pass in my book.
Okay.
You don't like it?
No, I liked it.
He's a bigger Star Trek fan than he is Star Wars.
A pass seems so like sad.
I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy.
Oh, we can't talk anymore.
What? Are you gearing up for the new Star Trek movie that's coming out this year, isn't it?
I'm not. I'm really. Yeah, it is, and I'm really not impressed with that trailer. So I'm a little trepidatious about it.
Well, the trailer is kind of meh. It's
a little weird.
They're throwing in a Beastie Boys song just because Beastie Boys has been in the other two movies, I think. And they used Sabotage, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big thing with the guy who played Kirk in the original series, William Shatner.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I'm sure by now, has heard the recording of him, and if you haven't, you can find it anywhere, of him saying sabotage instead of sabotage. And then the guy who's the recording engineer who corrects him. This was for one of the Star Trek games, and I know exactly which game because I played it. And I thought it was weird that he said sabotage, but the guy corrects him and he says it's pronounced sabotage, and William Shatner's all like, I don't say sabotage, I say sabotage, and don't correct me ever again. It sickens me. And I'm like, oh my god, that guy's a dick.
Yep.
But I think that's why I don't think they'll ever admit to that being why they used the song, but I think that's totally why they used the song Sabotage. But you're right, it is not a very good trailer, but it's the first trailer. Yeah. So hopefully the next trailer is better. But it's also being done by the guy who's done most of the Fast and Furious series, so I don't have too high hopes for this one.
Is it Jason Wu?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because are there going to be safes in space? Because that would be cool.
Yes, they're going to be dragging behind the Enterprise, the safe.
Where's Mario? Because we saw that movie with Mario. You know what I'm talking about.
What movie?
Oh, you're done masturbating. Okay.
Remember that Fast and Furious movie we saw? It was you and me and Heather and I think it was Shamika.
Oh god, was that number 3 or 4?
I think it was 5.
It was like 4 or 5, yeah. But
I thought it was 3 or 4. Okay, yeah, go on.
The safes. Remember the safes? They're dragging the safes.
Oh yeah, fucking tons of people would have been dead.
I love the fact that Heather is sitting between Mario and I, and at various parts of the movie, either Mario or myself lean over to Heather and be all like, that would never happen, and this is the reason why.
Okay, actually, hold on, Heather, we never told you this. Alex and I actually, on the way, I think it was the day of, because we were at school, or the day before when we were at work, we said, okay, we're going to go see this movie. We have to fuck with Heather. Like, as
Oh
much as possible.
God.
And we did. We did that on purpose.
Yeah, I was
no
sitting between the two of you, and every that would never happen. I'm like, shut up! I'm trying to watch the movie.
Yeah, because we wanted to fuck with you.
I didn't know that. Well, thanks.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job. But this next movie, since it's going to be, Fast and Furious in space, the Star Trek the Star Trek edition, there's going to be safes in space with Vulcans.
Wait, there's going to be another Fast and Furious?
Well, yes, there is going to be another Fast and Furious, but the guy who's directed a majority of the Fast and Furious movies is directing the new Star Trek movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they're not actually doing Fast and Furious in space.
That's what I was like, dude, fucking what?
That would be awesome. But no, they're
with DeLoreans.
Yeah.
Gamal was telling me about this. They're doing Fast and Furious 8, which they're going to call F8 or Fate, and they're going to have the actor who played Brian. What's his name? The guy who died.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. They're going to have Paul Walker's brother come on and basically play the character's brother.
What?
Yeah. Exactly.
What? Me too. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel nothing.
I'm more or less just sort of curious how, because they plan on doing it in New York with all their congested streets.
That's going to be even better. They're going to be.
It's just going to be 2 hours of. I
was going to say
asshole.
They're going to have. They're going to have city cars.
It's not Fast and the Furious. It's just the Furious now.
That's what the F stands for, Furious 8. They're going to have shitty cars with really nice horns. They're all going to play like Cucaracha or something else.
Is that what the Hateful Eight's about? Is it just the Fast and Furious in New York?
Yeah.
Like they trade in all their fast cars for just like a large SUV so they're comfortable while in traffic.
They're all going to be in the back of taxi cabs.
Yeah. Go.
Oh my god.
We need to make the subway go faster so we can make this jump.
The Furious.
Hey,
the Fast and Furious on foot.
I'm surprised how well those subways are maintained. Because they smell like piss, don't get me wrong. But they're all within about plus or minus 2 to 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. I've never actually been to New York.
We have to go now.
Or arrested.
The ones in Japan are to the minute.
We have to go now to prove Mario wrong.
Okay.
We're gonna time this shit.
I almost got onto the subway in Los Angeles, and then I realized who rides the subway in Los Angeles.
Is it a subway in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's over by it's in Anaheim.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Remember, Heather, where I got those 2 suits on Hollywood Boulevard?
Uh-huh.
If you keep walking towards Vine Street, I think you actually have to go past Vine. There's a subway platform right there. You have to go down like in New York Underground, but there's a subway there, and it runs. And because Mario and I checked it out last time we were there together, and it does go to Grand Central Station. No, it's not called Grand Central Station. What's it called in New York?
It's called Grand Central in New York, but you're probably thinking Union Station.
Union Station. It goes from there to Union Station, and I had thought about getting on that to go to the bus stop or to the train station, but then I was like, who takes the subway in LA?
I don't know. That's scary to me.
A fair amount of people do, but yeah, they do.
Because it's funny, because there was a TV show that I loved called Life about a cop who was wrongly convicted of a crime, and then he got out and then got his old job back, which would never happen. But he's late to a crime scene, and they're asking him why he's late, and he's all like, "Oh, I was taking the subway." And then his boss looks at him, he's like, "There's a fucking subway?"
So, because my friend works in New York, if you're late to work by about 30 minutes, like there's a 30-minute time window when you clock into work that's just forgiven, because every once in a while the trains will just stop because something else is going on. Like when I was there, one of the times one of the passenger carts with a whatever the fuck they're called
Train
caught
cart?
fire. Yeah, the train car caught fire, and so they closed down the subway for like an hour and a half, and then after that it just like everything was fine. Oh, it's time for Jamal to leave.
Yeah, well,
There's birds.
it's 2.5 hours, so we should probably wrap this up.
Oh yeah.
All can
Oh,
go
okay, yeah.
to work. So, any last words about Star Wars there, Mario?
I'm excited for more.
Is that why you had to run to the bathroom real quick?
I had to pee like an hour into us doing this, and then I just held it, and then I almost pissed myself. So that's why I ran off.
Okay. So, how about you, Heather? Any last words about Star Wars?
Just that it rocks, and I'm waiting.
Yes, definitely everybody should go see it. Give those people as much money as they can, so they'll have an even bigger budget for the next one, and it'll be
Right.
more awesomer.
Awesomer. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamal, for joining us. And I know you have to go to work, so I'll make this short. And thank you, Mario, for joining us. And all the best of luck to you out there. And go ride the subway and let us know what it's like.
Yeah, I know.
And thank you, Heather, for joining us. It's nice to ow, stupid dog. Nice to have
Push
your
it.
input.
Push the dog. Push it. Make it feel your pain.
It's nice to have the woman's perspective on Star Wars. It's, I think, something we don't get a lot of. We've seen pictures of the 1977 opening of Star Wars, and it's all guys.
I know, right?
There's like no women in line for that one. So, and then what?
What?
Oh,
What?
but thank you for joining us. And if you'd like to learn more about the makers, you can go over to our website, mof.ninja, like makersonfilm.ninja, and you can see show notes and links to the movies that we've watched. I'm going to post a list of all the movies that we watched last year. It's a lot of them. And then it would be my turn to pick a movie, wouldn't it?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the Netflix documentary Making a Murderer. It's a very compelling story about a man who was imprisoned for 18 years, who did not commit the crime that he was jailed for. He was out for 2 years, and then he was the suspect in another heinous crime. And if you watch the documentary, you'll start to see that maybe he didn't do that other crime either. But it's really kind of left up to the viewer to make up his own minds. So I would like to thank Mario I. Silvis for joining us today. I'd like to thank Jamal Alexander for joining us today, and I'd like to thank our very special guest Heather Woodward for joining us today. If you want to check out the makers, go over to mof.ninja, and you'll be able to see show notes and be able to listen to the old episodes and see who we are and what we're about and some of our favorite movies. So thank you for joining us, and you have a good night.
Join the makers each week as they discuss film, TV, and pop culture. To learn more about them, go to mof.ninja. This is Jason Statham saying goodbye.
Star Wars sucks. I heard that. Nobody likes it.